I would now like to invite our valedictorian, Ivy Schwe, to say a few words to her class.
Good evening and welcome, family, friends, teachers, and administrators. But most importantly, welcome and congratulations to my fellow graduates of the Fort Lee High School class of 2016. Take a deep breath, let out a sigh of relief. You've done it. And now I'm standing up here trying to fish nuggets of wisdom out of my very extensive 17-year-long life experience to bestow upon you. I'm going to apologize in advance because just when you thought you had escaped the classrooms, just when you thought you wouldn't have to suffer through any more endless lectures, I'm going to give you a science lesson. So throughout my life, there's been this one little tidbit of trivia that I've always carried with me in the back of my mind because it's impossible to forget. And that is that you could fit the entire human race in the volume of a sugar cube. Of course, the statement could sound a little misleading, so let me explain. If an atom were the size of a football field, then the nucleus, the actual part with mass, would be about the size of a marble. So all matter is 99.999999, anyway, a lot of nines, % empty space. And so if you removed all of that empty space and all the people existing on this planet right now, it would take up less volume than a sugar cube. So that image of a sugar cube made out of every person I ever knew, and then a couple billion more, has stuck with me ever since. I keep going back to it because if you think about it, everything that physically exists, all the atoms that make up our planet, our galaxy, they're all made out of more nothing than something. So what I'm here for today is to tell you that you too are overwhelmingly made out of empty space. And that at times the world will feel like that too, with you being a tiny little atom. There will seem to be a chasm of emptiness, a universe between you and others, whether that distance be physical or emotional. Sometimes it will seem like you could cry out into that vast openness and your echoes would fill the air for miles and no one would hear you. Sometimes that isolation will seem greater than you can bear. At that point you may think to yourself, maybe I am more nothing than something. And yet that little something makes all the difference. Because despite being literally the smallest thing in the universe, the atom has the potential to build, to reshape itself, and to create bonds with other atoms to make something greater than the sum of their parts, as do all of you sitting here before me. What I mean to say with this convoluted analogy is, despite whatever difficult times you may face in the future, don't ever forget that you are surrounded by an endless supply of people who can bond with you and support you. To extend the analogy even further, let me remind you of something we all learned in chemistry class, hopefully. Remember Mentos and Coke, or salt on ice, or wet metal rusting? This tells us that reacting brings out characteristics of elements that wouldn't have revealed themselves otherwise, right? So maybe you too are explosive, or maybe you get really bubbly when you meet someone just like you. Maybe you spark and erupt into a brilliant green. Maybe you burn slowly, leaving traces of yourself behind wherever you go. Whatever it is, there are so many things that you have yet to learn about yourself, and you just can't do it alone. Just by embracing who you are, you will be surprised at how willing others are to create bonds with you. So always have faith in the strength of the relationships you hold with others, and the ease with which you can make new ones as well. And this goes to friends, your parents, siblings, relatives, your teachers, the minor characters, the sidekicks, perhaps the nemesis as well. Without them, we might not even be sitting here at graduation today. We wouldn't be the people we are today. So, yes, according to science, we are all more nothing than something. But that little something, when multiplied by all the people who touch each one of our lives, makes all the difference. And that makes for a pretty amazing sugar cube. Thank you.
Thank you, Ivy. I would like to ask our Board of Education President, Mr. David Sarnoff, to address the class.